Good morning. How are we doing? So, how to track your progress without the scales? Do this. So light this morning as well. I can actually see where I'm going. So, the scales are obviously causing a lot of issues, and they are one thing that a lot of people want to get down, whether that's because of BMI, whether that's because we know it is one measure of progress, and at the same time, it can't be completely disregarded as not being relevant, even if you don't track it, and that's a key thing to consider. But some things you can do are, number one, put the scales away, head down, and just do the things you know you need to do. A lot of people know what they need to do, but they respond negatively when they don't see anything changing. However, the problem we often see is there's a lot of error with stepping on the scale at random times, and if you catch yourself on the wrong day, it'll be fluctuations, menstrual cycle, stress, sleep, how much fibre you've eaten that day, maybe a bit more gassy, a bit more wind that day. These can all have quite a massive impact. So you can naturally fluctuate up to 4 pounds a day, which of course could be quite disheartening if you've done all the hard work and yet it says, guess what, Matt? You're 4 pounds heavier today. So one thing I'd definitely recommend here, if you're that type of person, is two options. One, weigh yourself every day, add them all up, divide by 7 over the week. You've then got an average weight that you compare yourself to. The second one is head down, ignore the scales, don't weigh yourself, do the things you know you need to do for at least 1 month. And when you weigh yourself, on both either strategy, first thing in the morning, after using the loo, before eating or drinking, that would be my recommendation for the scales. Then we can use that feedback. However, meanwhile, if you're doing it monthly or even 2 monthly, have some genes of truth. How would you close it? Look at measurements, waist, hip. Learn how to do these right. Your waist-hip ratio is actually a really good measure. It correlates really well with risk of certain diseases, so definitely recommend doing that. So waist, belly button, hips, widest part of the bum. But again, these aren't going to change drastically, so you need to be careful of going out and see results in a week. Measurements will take a while. When you do it, take it 3 times as well. So take 3 measurements so you can have a look at the average. But there's more to progress than that, because like I saw some of the wins in our Fruci group yesterday, someone saying they've never got so deep on a push-up. Someone saying their balance is just so much better. They did our balance work. Again, I did a new one yesterday. Balance is so much better. I feel more confident, like balancing on one leg, squatting down on one leg, getting up and down from the chair. I'm actually doing it, doing my first 3 exercises, more than I've done in the last 13 years. And I'm like, wow, you know what? Independent of the scales, independent of measurements right now, you are becoming healthier, fitter, stronger, both psychologically, physiologically. And you know what? We talk about the food fitness focus all the time. In Fruci, there's 3 legs of the stool: the fitness side, the food side, the focus side. And if you think about this as 3 legs of the stool, you don't have to do it all at once. Because if you can get the food side sorted first, great, that might be the dominant for you. But for a lot of people, we see that they get into good habits with their fitness. And then when they're ready, when that's, because this is a big step, by the way, showing up coming into Fruci Fit, knowing what to wear, where to park, what to bring, how hard you work, can you go at your pace, all these things, the technique, the forms, big step. We want you to get familiar with this. Once that's sorted, maybe then either the fitness has just inspired your nutrition already, or you start to think, you know what, I need a bit more help. Can I get some more help now? And then myself, my team, can go through the food side a little bit more. We up that accountability, because accountability is powerful, really powerful. But it's got to be used at the right time and in the right way. If you start tomorrow and you're like, I've got to do this, and this, and if I don't get it right, I'm a failure. It's going to be tough to keep up. So, actually, sometimes it's about looking at getting that one thing, one habit will kickstart the rest. It could be getting to bed by a certain time. It could be showing up to 3 exercise sessions a week because you feel so much better. It could be getting your exercise done in the morning. That makes you eat better during the day. It could be getting your exercise in the evening because that stops you picking, snacking. These are all really important things to consider. So, back to the tracking though. So I've gone off on a massive tangent here. But how do you track your progress? Well, finally, use some kind of benchmark. Whether it's a benchmark workout, like for example, we use push-ups, squats, plank, wall sits, as benchmarks you can do at home. But we also have now launched our Fruci Fit events, where it's a good opportunity to work at your pace, see where your fitness is at, and compare event on event over time. And this will allow you to look at your progress over time. What's worked, what hasn't worked, have I got fitter, independent of the skills. Then when you're ready to look at that food a bit more, this is where it's good to get down in the detail. Like if you come to me and you're like, I've done everything, still not getting the results, I know scales aren't everything, but I want to see them go down. Then we go into the nitty gritty. If you're doing X, Y, and Z, we might have to look at A, B, C as well. But that's just the reality. As hard as it is, it's going to be hard anyway. Because if you stay the same, you don't get results. That's hard too. Anyway, if you want more help doing that, our next Kickstart program begins next week. Women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s are getting shape, get fit, have a bit of fun in the process, and work together, with like-minded people. Or we have that one-to-one option as well. Hope that helps. Have an awesome Sunday, and I'll see you soon.